So it's on its way down through orbit, and it's going to be looking to re-enter in about 16 hours from now. It's carrying 4 astronauts, obviously the 2 that we all now know quite well, Butch Wilmore and Suni Williams, as well as the crew commander Nick Hague and Russian cosmonaut Alexander Gorbanov. So it undocked from the ISS just in the past hour. With any kind of space launch, there are still big risks, there are still big concerns, but so far everything is going without a hitch, and it's on its way home.
Why were they in space for such a long time in the first place?
I mean, this is what has gotten to the heart of this story, that's gotten the world's attention. Suni Williams and Butch Wilmore were supposed to be in space for 8 days. They packed a week's worth of toiletries. They didn't have 286 days worth of clothes, yet that's how long they ended up there. The Boeing Starliner that was there to take them up had issues with its thrusters and was having helium leaks, and so NASA made the call to swap the return craft to a SpaceX one. Now that ended up delaying their return flight by 9 months. So it is, in space travel, not the longest time anyone has been in space. That is still held by a Russian cosmonaut, but it's one of the most uncertain space travels that anyone has ever had, where going up and not having any kind of certainty when you're going to be coming back.
James, why has this story drawn so much attention? I mean, it does. Last in Space is a good headline.
I think there's a few reasons, Stephen. I mean, it reminds everyone that although the moon landings were, more than 50 years ago at this point, there is still so much we haven't conquered in space. There are only 14 people in space as we speak right now. And it speaks to it's remind the general public that there is so much still to be explored and figured out and at risk. And then there's the business side of this. Normally, if there was an issue with NASA, it's traditional to ask the Russians for help. The Soyuz is the only other capsule that can go up to the ISS. However, now, because SpaceX exists, when there was issues with Boeing, there is a kind of business angle to this as well. You have a competitor, you have a different US private rival. And the story of actual progress, although it has been a bit embarrassing for Boeing, has been a pretty impressive story as well. The one thing I would add to take away from kind of the science and the space and the majesty of it is it's also slightly become a politicized issue. Donald Trump, the US president, in January said that the astronauts had been abandoned in space by the previous Biden administration. It's worth saying both NASA and the astronauts themselves strongly dispute that. But that and the president encouraging Elon Musk to take over the mission and to bring them back even earlier has also drawn a lot of attention to this issue. And we will all be watching when they look, hopefully, to enter reorbit around 9 p.m. UK time, 10 p.m. UK time, which I believe is 3 p.m. in California.